and put a finger in John chapter 21. John chapter 21. Now just hang in there. We'll get there, brother. It's all right. We need John chapter 21 with one finger. Then we need Mark chapter 16 with your other finger. Okay? Everybody's got that. John chapter 21, Mark chapter 16. Now, with your other hand, find Nehemiah. How about if we just tell the story of Nehemiah? It has been a while since they started the wall. It's been at least a week, and the wall is now 10 foot high, most of the way around Jerusalem. The gates have not been set yet, and the doors have not been set yet. And this is where we had talked about before. We talked about the adversity that comes, the change that comes, and nobody likes change. And these Jewish members of the actual faith are outside of the church, or they're outside of the walls, and they live in two separate villages. There's some other folks too, but they're not from us. They're not like us. And so we're not going to worry about them this morning. We're going to talk about the two individuals who are part of the us part here. You see that they're Jewish members, and they don't like the change they see going on in Jerusalem. There was all kinds of reasons for that. Well, one, because they know that one of them was a merchant, and he knows that what will happen is that all of his business will go towards Jerusalem, and he'll lose out. He knows that instead of people coming to him for things, that he'll have to go to them, and he won't make as much money. He realizes that change is underway, and he doesn't like that idea. And then there's another gentleman, and he's part of the priestly family, and he doesn't want to be left out of this mess, but he doesn't want to get too close. Did you catch that part? He's part of the family of Jesus Christ, but he doesn't want to get too close. Did you catch it this time? Apparently not. You see, he doesn't like change. He wants to say, I'm part of the church. I go to church on Sunday, at least on Sunday morning. I go to church. I'm on the board, but I don't like change. I don't want to get all that close. I don't want things to get bigger and better. I don't want more of the Spirit in the church because I like things the way they are. He's part of the Holy Family. I wanted to back some of that up in the New Testament. In the New Testament church. I wanted you to understand some of what's going on. And if you turn to John chapter 21, verse 114, it describes really, really well exactly what's happening at this particular time in the church in Nehemiah. It describes what we're going to look at here this morning. Is how many of you are excited about having visitors the last couple of weeks?
Man!
I mean, that was all well and good, but that little woo was good. But how many visitors have we had in 4 years that I've been here? We've had more in the last month. That was it right there. You see, there's a change coming, and you can either be part of it, or you can get stuck outside the walls like everybody else. Or you can even say, well, I'm part of the church, but... See, the story that I've got you looking at is the disciples. They've been with Jesus for 3.5 years, and they saw him die. They saw the cross. They saw the blood. They had an understanding of what's going on, and he died. And they put him in a tomb. But he came back for 40 days. And he's been walking around, and miraculous things have happened. And some of the graves split open, and some of the old gospel heroes are back, and they're preaching the word, and life is getting exciting again. But I've decided that somewhere there was excitement. At one time in our lives, we could grasp all this, but it's over now. We're close enough. We've done our part. It's over now, so we're going backwards to what is familiar. 7 out of the 12 go back to fishing, because that's what they know. 7 of the 12. Actually, it's 7 of the 11 because one died. That gets you a little better percentage factor there. And they go back and they go out to the sea, and Peter says, "Come on, guys, let's go fishing." And the problem was they went fishing with someone like me. I throw it in the water and absolutely nothing happens. So I take a big thermos of coffee so I can fish all night long if I want to, or as long as I want, and I'm comfortable and I'm happy because I am in what I know. I'm in a boat that I know won't sink, and I've got my coffee, and it's dark out, and I understand where I'm at, and I'm comfortable. Comes morning time, and they haven't caught one fish. Now, if you're fishing with me, that's nothing new. I haven't caught fish since we were first married. My wife bought me a wonderful rod and fishing with a little kitty thing. I caught fish off of that. She bought me a nice rod, and I haven't caught fish since. What do you mean, it's a rod? That's probably what it is. All this time, I need to go buy a kitty rod. Anyway, they go out, and we've been out there. Oh, can you imagine that? Hour after hour, they throw their nets out, and it sinks, and they haul it in. Nothing. But they're happy with this because this is what they know. They don't really understand why there's no fish this morning or over the night, but that's okay. Sometimes it's just that way. About dawn, they're pulling in the net for the last time, beginning to wind it up, and they're done with it. And there's this man on shore, and there's something different about him. There's something different in the way he looks. And he says, "Man, have you caught anything?" "No, Master." They don't know he's Jesus when they call him that. It's just the way he has the personification of being somebody important. "No, Master, we have caught nothing. It's been one of those nights." And he says, "Man, try one last time on the other side of the boat." They're thinking this in their minds: this guy's nuts. You never throw the net off of that side of the boat. You always throw it off of this side of the boat. This guy's nuts. We have tried all night long with no success. There are no fish to be had in these waters. And this man that they don't know who he is says, "Give it a shot. Try something new. Try something different. Try one more time." I want to put that in perspective for you. If you've taken the challenge of this Nehemiah thing that I have put out there for you to grasp, you may fish all night long and never catch it. You may ask again and again and again and again. And just when you're ready to give up, if you will try one more time. One more time. They threw them, that's just a side note, that's not the message. But just one more time. They throw the net on the other side, and they begin to reel it in, and my goodness, it's heavy. And they get closer, and they realize there's all kinds of fish in this net. And they begin to get excited, and they get the net to the boat, and it's almost swamping the boat. They haven't got the fish in the boat yet. And there's such weight in this that it's beginning to swamp the boat. And at that time, John looks up from 100 yards away, that's scripture, 100 yards away, and he says, look, Jesus. I want you to think about that for a moment. You have had that kind of a night, that kind of a day, that kind of a week. Maybe it's been that way since 2016 came in. You've been fishing and problem after problem after problem. You may be fishing for Jesus over here, but you're worried about money over here. You may be fishing for Jesus over here, but your attitude over here. You may be fishing for Jesus over here, and you see Jesus over here, but you stay in the boat because that's where you're comfortable. What was Peter's response? You can say anything you want to about Peter. Loudmouth? Yeah. Braggart? Yeah. Not real smart about how often he talks and what he says. Yeah. Is he always the first one to talk? Yeah. But did he always think about it? No. I mean, look at the man. Jesus said, walk on water. And he said, okay. Who in their right mind does that? And here's Peter. And John says, look, it's Jesus. And John stays in the boat. I want you to notice that the other ones in the boat didn't even row towards shore. Read the story. He didn't even row towards, yeah, that's Jesus out there. Big deal. Peter. Crazy Peter. 100 yards from the beach. I still don't understand why he did this. He wrapped his outer cloak around him. It would have been extremely heavy when he got in the water. He didn't know how deep the water was. And he jumped. Maybe he thought he'd walk on water to Jesus one more time. We don't know. But he did something about it when he saw Jesus. His thought process was, I'm not happy where I am knowing that Jesus is over there. I want to be over there with Jesus. It didn't matter that there was this vast water in front of him. It didn't matter that he had this heavy cloak he had to drag through the water. It didn't matter that it might have been over his head. It didn't matter what the guys in the boat thought. It didn't matter for that much what the guys on the shore thought. His thought was, Jesus is over there, and that's where I want to be. That's how the walls, in Nehemiah's case, got built, because they said, there's problems here, there's problems out there, but God is here, and we're happy to be here with Him, and we're going to build the walls. Throw your nets one more time. Here's a really cool part about that story. I love this. Jesus let them catch all of those fish. When they got to shore, what did they find? Jesus had fish. Jesus already had fish. They were already cooked. He had a fresh loaf of bread breaking on the fire. He had breakfast. He didn't need the fish. They didn't really need the fish. Jesus already had it all supplied. He even had a nice fire built for Peter to dry himself out. Is that cool? It doesn't matter what needs we encounter in life. God will bless you if you go to Him or head towards Him, and He's already got what you need when you get there. And He will bless you along the way for doing what He asks. He will bless you along the way because you're walking with Him and towards Him. But when you get there, you'll find out all those blessings don't compare to He's already got breakfast.
Praise the Lord. Yeah.
I find that to be really cool. Build walls. So often we run into things that just bother us. We can't explain it. Maybe we can. Infighting in the church, infighting outside the church, infighting in family, infighting in the neighborhood. Maybe you're in an organization and they're always fighting. Maybe you go to lunch and all you hear about is this or that. And maybe you go to ladies' lunch and that's all you hear is this or that. And maybe that's what we do is gossip. And if we would instead push all of that junk aside and just build the wall. Remember that this wall is not to keep people in. It's not even meant to keep people out. It's to defend us from Satan. We are building a wall. We are building the church. We are building for Jesus. All we have to do is see Him over there and go towards Him, and actually part of the discourse that Jesus gave us his last time with his disciples before he was taken up into heaven. And actually, verse 19 is split away from verse 18, the thought that Jesus is ascending into heaven as he gives these last commands. After the Lord Jesus had spoken to them, verse 19, he was taken up to heaven and he sat at the right hand of God. Now I want to pause. If nothing else Jesus has ever done in your life, if you are to see that he is sitting at the right hand of the Father and then says this. Can you imagine being one of the disciples and you've been with Jesus, you saw him die, you saw him raised from the dead, you've been with him, seen all the miracles, you've done just recently, you caught all of those fish, 153 big fish, and I can guarantee you they didn't have to sort out the bad ones. They were good fish. And they pulled them all to shore, and that just after that, then Jesus takes them to the mountain and he ascends into heaven, and they see there that he is sitting at the right hand of God. How do we know they saw this? Because it tells us he ascended into heaven and he sat at the right hand of the Father. How cool would it be to see that? So that makes what comes next extremely important. The disciples went out and they preached everywhere. And the Lord worked with them. I want to read that again. The disciples went out. You see, we have these times of great revival in church. And only church people come. We have times of Sunday school and church drives where we pull out our books and we look at all the people who used to come here and we go after them. And we never go out. We never go out to fish. We keep throwing our net in the same place, in the same way, in the same water, night after night, day after day. And we pull that load in and there's nothing new there. The disciples went out and they preached everywhere. They did not just go to the church. They went down to the square. They went on, praise God, Jim. They went on Red Cross outings. They went to firemen graduations and talked with them. They went around their neighborhood block. How many of you have done that? 1, 2, I saw 3. 3. How long have we been preaching, Nehemiah, talking about the need to go out around our block? 1 block, 15, 20 families. Oh yeah, forget the flowers, whatever they are. Forget those things, and have you been walking around praying for them? How will they ever know about Jesus? Oh, there's TV. Really? A non-Christian is going to get up on Sunday morning and flip it to a Christian channel because, well, I just feel Christian today. Come on! We cannot have any influence over them if we don't pray for them. They have no chance of meeting Jesus if we don't try to meet them. They went out and they preached to everyone. Teens, don't think I'm not talking to you this morning. They went everywhere. They went to school and preached the word at school. They preached to their friends that did not hear it. They preached to their teachers. Adults, they went to workplaces. They preached to the boss that don't like them. They preached to the people in the cubicle next to them. They preach to the people who walk by that you don't really know. reach everywhere. And here's the cool part. I have this circle, I have it starred in a different color. I have it underlined in another color. And the Lord worked with them. Can you imagine Jesus down in the gutter with you, getting stinking dirty? He's out there on the street with you. Why? Because he's working with you. You're not there alone. When you walk up to that individual that first time and you're scared to death on the inside, say a little prayer. Reach out and grab God's hand because he's right there because he's with you. And it's not that hard once you get started. Some people look at you very polite. Thanks. Some people will let you talk as long as you want. They may never show up here, but you've planted the seed. I hate that. I know me and Teresa talk about that. I don't want to be the one always planting the seed. I want to see the fruit, you know? I want to see the tree grow. I want to see the fruit fall off. I want to see the seeds fall. I want all that stuff too. But somebody has to plant seeds, and we've got to start somewhere. We can't get over here picking the fruit if we don't plant the seed first.
Amen.
Not always going to be easy. Life is going to stink. Life's going to get in the road. People are going to get in the road. Church people are going to get in the road and say, this is good enough. Friends, if this is good enough, I'm on my way out. I don't want to be satisfied where we are. We can't be. Look what Jesus did for you. And how can you keep it to yourself? How can you let your neighbor die and go to hell when Jesus died for them too, but they just don't know? Even if you can't get yourself to go and tell them, at least pray for them. And I don't mean, well, I got bless me. Really? That's the best we can do? The reality is, your pastor only knows two people. It's my neighbors. And one of them, I can't even remember her name. Pardon? Jackie. She lives over here. She's a school ex-school teacher. She used to live in the house. She decided to move to the country. I do know a few things about them. One, they like to fish. They have a big boat. They have big trucks. That's all I know about that. See, y'all think I preach at you all the time. Yeah, it's Brother Gary. It doesn't work that way. Over here is Wayne. He's a machinist. I have no clue what his hours are because I never see him until the weekends. And there's some weekends I don't even see him. He's in and out, he'll mow the lawn, and he's gone. Wayne's about my height. Probably 50 pounds lighter, which he praises God for. He's a black man, he's very gentlemanly, just a nice guy. He's a little ridiculous, he puts a ladder on top of the fence and balances himself and walks in the room. But other than that, I really don't know anything about Wayne. But I can pray for Wayne. My man. But that's only two. There's 6 houses down that way. There's 3 across the back. And there's 4 coming up the street down there. Names. And I'm ashamed. Where do we cast our nets? It's not about church growth. It's about Jesus growth. People think it's all this kind of stuff. It's all about filling chairs and that kind of stuff. Can you imagine the excitement? I've never done it once. I've only been blessed to lead a first time to Christ once. And David sat in a chair by his kitchen table. He said, Pastor, I've done some terrible things with that. I'm not proud of too much. And he went on and on. And he was bent over. Somehow, I read this one. The whole time I'm talking to him, I'm sitting there crying. He's clear down like this. The weight of the world on his shoulders. And the man was broken. I said, David, what would you like to do? He said, I think I'd like to finally make it real good. You see, David came to our church quite often. His kids have been to our church the entire time. His wife came once in a while. David said, I really want Jesus. I need help. And he's broken. You know what was really cool? We're praying. And David started out like this. And he had his, this guy's like 6'6", 6'8", so when he bent over, he's just... And as we prayed, he started going like this. And we got done, and he had this smile on his face I had never seen. And he's sitting upright because the load is gone. That's what reaching your neighbors and your co-workers and your friends and family is about. It's not about getting them to church somewhere. They will need that. Yes, they will need that. But you see, we figure it's more about them, more about getting into the church. But you know how cool I felt? I was on a high for days.
Praise the Lord.
Because I saw that God still worked.
Amen. Amen.
That's what throwing your net is all about.
Amen.
And you see, I couldn't have done that night if God hadn't been right here in the trenches with me. It never would happen. Wayne can't do that. God can. Get to know your neighbors. And I don't care if they leave every morning. I don't care if they go, you see them on Sunday morning. I don't care if you see them headed for church somewhere. You think they're headed for church. Talk to them on the way out the drive. Hey, why see you go someplace every Sunday morning? Where you headed? Well, me and the wife, we go down so we do this or we do that or whatever. Really? Well, why don't next week, why don't you come to church with me and I'll take you out after church to lunch? I'll go. I want to go to Chili's, but I'll go. And can we go to the Bodacious Barbecue and get some real meat? I'll go. You see, this thing of building the walls is real. The story of Nehemiah in the Old Testament is not just a story. We encounter problems. When we encounter problems, God's right there. He's in the trenches with us. He's working with us. One of the things we have got to learn to do in church is not be satisfied. It's awful easy. It's awful easy to get to the place in church where I'm satisfied. It's awful easy as an individual to say, Jesus comes today, I'm happy, I'm satisfied, because I'll go to heaven. I look back and I think of all the things I could have done and done better. I'm not satisfied with the way I have done things always in my past. Why should my life with Jesus be that way? I don't want to get to heaven's gates and look back on my life and have Jesus welcome me in or look at my life and say, I could have done it better. I could have walked closer. I could have won more people if I had just thrown out my net one more time. Stand with me, please, this morning. praise team come, be prepared to sing the last song. I want to leave you with a thought and a challenge this morning. Particularly, I want to leave you with the challenge of truly reaching out to Christ. I want to leave you with the challenge of throwing that one more time. One more time. I want to leave you with the challenge of not being content where you are. Then I want to ask you to consider the fact of, am I sitting in the boat when I'm coming? See, that's something you need to dwell on that. You need to consider that. Am I happy where I am? I'm comfortable. I can see Jesus right there. But I'm close enough. If you'd like to pray this morning, please come.